Finally, after so long time, after so many Hellmode runs, after so many fails, I was finally able to crack the 1 trillion damage milestone with my Town Archer Hellmode build. Let's go! Let's go, I'm so freaking excited right now. What you're seeing right now is the full actual run of me doing 1 trillion damage with my Town Archer Hellmode build. I will speed up like the first 200 billion damage or so. The whole run took 1 hour to do. So I'm gonna speed up the very early game so that you don't have to sit through all of that, because that's essentially just me spamming stuff. But oh boy, am I glad right now. I'm super excited about this one. You can see the build right now. I will go through the items on the units as well after the run. But you can see it's basically pretty much the same items and pretty much the same build as in previously as well. You can see Goblin in there. This was my first, well, not first, but one of my first tries with Goblin in my Town Archer Hellmode deck for some increased crowd control against the ground monsters. Instead of usually running Angels in that spot. Last season I scored 960 billion with Angels, so I feel even with Angels there's a potential for that 1 trillion damage for this build as well. But absolutely amazing run, absolutely phenomenal run. I'm super satisfied, and for sure there are some micro improvements here and there, of course, that I could do, like panic moments. They are there again. They're like a trademark for me. And like silly stuff, silly casting orders and stuff, they are in there. See if you can spot them if you keep on watching the run. And I hope like watching these runs can be somewhat educative also for you guys. Maybe if you are trying to learn to do Hellmode. Because I feel like when you see someone else do it, you can try to spot the differences versus how you play versus how that other player plays the Hellmode. At least that works for me, so I hope it also works for you guys, at least some of you. Make sure, if you take any notes while watching this, I would also love to hear any comments you might have, so feel free to drop them down below. I absolutely love reading those. But basically, there will be a difference, of course, between the amount of skill points and the items between many users, between my build and between your build possibly. But I feel like if you get like the idea of how you cast stuff, you will be able to improve yourself as you keep on practicing, because a lot of the actual improvement comes from your personal practice. You are the person who knows your own build the best, okay? So no one knows it better than you, and you will, as you keep on playing, you will start to kind of get into the maybe in the flow mode or something like that, and you kind of get the feeling of, okay, I can survive this. I have confidence in my units. I can kill this before I need to cast this one, and so on. And of course that includes a lot of fails, like, okay, I can, okay, I cannot, I died, okay, I need to go again. But that's just something you have to keep on practicing if you want to really improve, keep on improving your score. Because, for example, like in here, I haven't really changed. Basically, maybe there's one new item in addition to Goblin in the build than what I had when I did like a 700 billion damage. So there's like 300 billion more damage without really changing anything. And all of that increase comes from how you play your stuff, like how you cast your stuff and how you feel your own build. So you just have to keep on going like that. So I hope this might help you figure out some of that stuff. I'm gonna let you enjoy the run right now. Feel free to drop any comments, like I said, and tell me if you can spot me making a mistake. Please leave the timestamp down below. I would love to check those out, because I also have to check this again for sure, because I wasn't thinking for the last 30 minutes at least. I wasn't breathing. My heart rate was probably like 300 or so. So yeah, I definitely have to go through and see where I made those mistakes, where I can improve possibly in the future to get even better score. But I will let you enjoy the run. I will see you again towards the end, so meet you there. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy some Hellmode farming. See you soon!
Of kingdoms past and crowns of ancient kings. I've heard stories of distant lands, realms I long to reach. Your voice, it beckons me to go to worlds unexplored, to leave behind my home and wander. I've been drinking water for some time, picking up the parts of all my lies. Didn't get to solve it this time. How am I to break apart? Don't tell me why we can't collide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it? On the break of dawn, I'll follow you to carry on. On the break of dawn. inside a dream. Could've sworn it used to be our home. Echoes filled the streets, in the crowd feeling all alone. Sat right there, oh so quiet, try to hide it. If a new thought formed, we would swallow it down. Empty stairs, never question the illusion. If you play alone, they will leave you to drown. Stand up, 'cause we are the movement. Don't stop, straight into the dark. Wake up, 'cause this is the moment, and every fire starts with a spark. A revolution. Stand up, 'cause we are the movement. Don't stop, straight into the dark. Wake up, 'cause this is the moment, and every fire starts with a spark. A revolution. Whispers from the past, like embers inside our souls. Truth will always last, a part of us they can't control. Stayed right there in the silence, fear is sightless, we will not conform. No, we're not backing down. Stand up, 'cause we are the movement. Don't stop, straight into the dark. Wake up, 'cause this is the moment, and every fire starts with the spark. A revolution. We are the movement. Straight into the dark. This is the moment. Straight into the dark. Revolution.
Let's go. We are all a slave to the system that we made, breaking out a riot that we will create, overthrow the greed, 'cause why should we suffocate? That is how we go, yeah, I will lead us home, yeah, I will lead us. Slave to the system that we made, breaking out a riot that we will create, overthrow the greed, 'cause why should we suffocate? That is how to come, yeah, I will lead us home, yeah, I will lead us.
Inte effektivt.
Got a ticket to nowhere. Come and fly away with me tonight. Can you stay till the morning? Can you tell me that everything's alright? Lose my mind and I'm falling for you. I get up, I'm in need of us too. Got a ticket to nowhere. When the fighting is over, it goes on and on and on and on, on and on and on. It goes on and on and on and on Head down the highway side, cold wind, but it feels right. With you, I'm heavy breathing. Feels like I'm lucid dreaming. I'm not usually the type to rush into the night. This time I can't be speeding. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, my knees on the floor. I'm begging for more. It's you I adore. You took me to see Versailles in the middle of July. I'm falling to the deep end, giving into my feelings. Afraid to go on this ride. I'm scared to crash inside. This time I might be speeding. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, my knees on the floor. I'm begging for more. It's you I adore.
in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you? Shining through.
Still of the night, gazing up at the sky, when the stars began to fade, dimming lanterns in our eyes, thought there was nothing to find. I stopped searching for a reason, just let the world embrace us. In the silence we are one. Can't escape from this feeling inside you. Release from heartache, you'll be fine. When the cracks start to let you run right through, I'll be there to help you shine. Promise you this, as long as you're looking, you'll see the signs. Just for a moment, a flash of light, you'll never forget. I heard you crying aloud, and a part of me cried with you. I finally see why all the meteors fall out of you. Can't escape from this pressure inside you, but tonight the stars align. When the cracks start to let your own light through, I'll be there to help you shine.
Hey, I'm back. How have you been enjoying the run so far? I'm glad to see you still in here. Have you been able to spot any mistakes? Have you been able to maybe catch up any information that might be important? Let me know in the comments again. For example, when I used the first sword just a couple of moments ago, did you notice that that might have been a situation where I possibly could have lived through without using the sword? I feel like now that I'm watching the recording, I feel like I probably could have survived without using the sword. However, that was kind of the point where I figured out, like, okay, we are so high in terms of damage. Like, this run is likely going to be at least super close to the 1 trillion damage, if not over 1 trillion damage, so I don't want to risk it. So I played it safely, and that's basically how it always goes. As you go past your normal personal score, best score, and you are above your personal best score in Hellmode, you are kind of in that uncharted territory, and you just don't really... in the beginning I spoke about you knowing your build and what you are capable of, and what you can get away with and what you cannot. And now you are in an area where you essentially have no knowledge of that, because you haven't been... Like, I have never been this high in the scores before, and I still have one sword left. So I have absolutely no idea how much I can get away with, how much can I greed without actually failing the run and dying without using all my buffs. So at this point I figured out, like, boom, 1 trillion damage, we are there, and okay, I'm gonna finish this run strong. I'm gonna use all of my buffs so I don't like feel like I would have been able to perform better for this particular run over here. So that's why I also popped the last sword as well quite fast over here. So I was just so mentally exhausted. Like, I haven't been breathing for the past 30 minutes. I hadn't been thinking about anything really. My mind was completely possibly in a flow mode, I guess. I don't really even remember a lot of these late parts of this run, but I just wanted to... I know I wanted to finish this one, and I was so excited to be able to go and post that I was able to get this 1 trillion score. So that's the last sword going out right now, and we are now just... So now essentially it's just the time of, like, okay, can I delay this for a moment? Can I get a little bit more score before I die? And so of course I tried to play it normally, and it worked for a moment. And I feel like if I get more experience in being in this 1 trillion zone, I can probably score even more. Like, I have confidence that I can beat my personal best. The problem is that the runs take so long. It's actually quite frustrating. Okay, we are getting really overrun in here right now. You can see that's super scary. Like essentially you're relying on those 2-3 flying orcs, and one projectile basically kills you. But boom, 1 trillion damage. Oh my, I'm seeing this again makes me feel so good. Makes me feel so good. I'm proud of myself, and I don't say that very often. But yeah, these are the battle results as well. Surprise, surprise, Town Archers are doing all the damage, and the other ones not so much. You also get a little bit of gold while doing Town Archer Hellmode. For me, that's not really important amount of gold anymore. But yeah, let's go through the items and the skill tree so you can see everything that I have in this build. Starting with the skill tree first. So I'm gonna scroll through this quickly first. This is very similar to the one that I had in the previous video where I discussed about my items and skill tree and stuff, tips and so on about the Hellmode. I will link that in the description as well. I would recommend checking it out as well. There's a lot of unneeded points in here because I have just so many skill points. You could definitely run this with much less points than what I have in here. Differences probably are that these are the goblin nodes over here that I have. Increased TNT factory, +1 TNT, and explosion radius for the TNT. So basically a little bit more crowd control from the explosion from the goblin. And the increased damage nodes are useless because, of course, he's not doing any kind of damage. None of the heroes is doing any damage for this build. So that's basically the change in the skill tree. And then let's check out the items. They are also pretty similar to what I was running previously. So I'm gonna go through these so you can see there's only a couple of changes. I will discuss those once we get there. So these are all the same items. In here I have added one more attack speed rune, not even that great attack speed rune, but otherwise it's the same item as I have been running previously. And otherwise these are the same. Still looking for a better sword for my flying orcs, which should help me a little bit. But hey, there's a lot of farming needed to be done, so a lot more bone dragons to be killed. But slowly and steadily getting some minor upgrades here and there, and they will for sure help you. Of course, any upgrades you can get in Hellmode can potentially help you get a lot more points for your setup. And this is the newcomer for the build, so Goblin. And in here I'm running, so basically the only useful line in here is the stun line. This is a pretty decent hammer, so I'm thinking maybe I will try if investing a little bit into knockback resistance might be worth it with Goblin. I probably have to try it, I don't know if that will be great or not. Probably I would just like to get like a double stun hammer for the Goblin. But can't get something you don't have, so I'll just have to farm more. And another stun chance in here, 1 cooldown line helps a bit as well. But definitely I could just want more stun. So basically there's just 2 stun lines for Goblin for this, and otherwise these items are again the same as what I have been running previously for the longest time. No changes whatsoever. And in Dark Skeleton actually there is a small upgrade in here. So I dropped the double cooldown accessory and took in a single cooldown with the cooldown skill level +1 line. So I got 1 CDE more for my build this way. It makes Dark Skeleton cooldown a little bit higher, but I can still use my combos effectively with this, so it works for me. And these are also the same items as before, and I believe every single item we have left to go through will be the same as before. So I'm just gonna show these so you can get a glimpse of what kind of items I run to get this score. And again, I must say that I feel like I could push a little bit more damage if I want to keep on practicing. The problem is that the runs just take so long. It's just kind of frustrating to do, especially if you do the smallest minor mistake, and that just will completely end your run, because like you see, 1 projectile can kill you in there. So it just kind of makes it frustrating to keep on doing multiple runs per season, doing multiple practice runs per season. So the practice runs are limited for myself. These are the leader items. There we go, same items as before. And then finally the Town Archer items to finish this one. So this is a beautiful bow, and I'm still looking for an accessory that will match the bow. So also something to improve. If I were to able to get similar accessory, boom, that's a lot of more damage. But yeah, these are super nice items. I'm absolutely grateful for these, and very nice Orb of Crisis roll as well. So those are the items that were the run.